In the land of procurement, you've heard of make versus buy, but have you ever considered build and develop versus hire? Hello and welcome. My name is Catherine Corin and I'll be your procurement guide. This week, I am going to be talking about developing junior staff into your more senior procurement roles, especially during a time where it might be hard, difficult to find qualified staff. You already have internal staff who understand your culture, they understand your acronyms and some of your nuances, so why not train them in procurement? Back in early 2000s, a colleague and I were training all the new specialists that came in. They'd be partnered with us and we'd help them learn the ropes, so to speak. And it got to a point where we told our director at the time that, you know what, give us somebody with a great attitude, great customer service skills, and we can train them in procurement. Because a lot of times we were getting people or interviewing people who were very much the policy police. And that was not what we were after. And of course, the role has changed over time. Sometimes they are meant to be the policy police and policy governance. Do you have a competency framework, and which competencies are required for your procurement role versus what were the competencies for the junior position that someone may have been in? There's probably an overlap because there will be core behavioral competencies for your organization. And for example, BC government, some of the core ones would be results orientation, service orientation, teamwork and cooperation, and integrity. It'll just be a different level or a different interpretation for the procurement function, but at least an internal junior staff member has already got a basic understanding of those competencies, otherwise they wouldn't be there, right? Next, what you'll want to do from the competency framework is assess the skills. What skills do they currently have? What knowledge do they currently have at their level versus where do you need them to be? And you can assess that gap and what kind of training would be required for those gaps. And if you are a junior person looking to move up, it's something for you to do a comparison between those job descriptions for knowledge, skills, and competencies. Where are you now? Where do they want you to be? And what can you do to level up? Or what experiences do you have that you can show you can level up and take on more responsibility? From the management standpoint, how will you train those staff members? And in some cases, what we found is when we were having a difficult time hiring senior roles and we had very eager junior staff, then augment the knowledge by bringing in contractors or retirees that have that knowledge and who can provide that mentorship and one-on-one support on a temporary basis or on a part-time basis. As well, within the job descriptions, there are pieces that overlap. So, for instance, a senior specialist may need to be developing the procurement documents, but depending on what the procurement is, a junior staff could start the first draft, take the first cut, because hands-on knowledge can't be beat. And if they can at least take a first cut while the senior specialist is busy with other things, then it's a matter of reviewing what's been started rather than starting from scratch, and then feedback and working together to move things along. Another thing is that the junior staff member should attend all meetings with the client and users, take notes, and assist with, okay, what's the action items, what has to happen next, follow-ups, meeting bookings, and shift some of the workload, the administrative workload off of the senior specialists so they can deal with more strategic things and provide that mentorship. As I said, hands-on is one of the easiest way to learn. Further training would be online courses, professional association networking events. Um, there's a number of us consultants, little plug here, that do some one-on-one training or training to develop staff by doing lunch and learns and coming into your meetings and doing training. To help them along as well is to have weekly one-on-one sessions with your staff, using it as a way for them to bring to you what questions they have, what concerns they have, what they want to do. Let them drive part of the one-on-one sessions, um, but understanding that they don't know what they don't know. Don't have it as an update session. What are you doing? What should you be doing? That type of thing. Do it as an interactive. What questions do you have? What would you want to know more about? What do you think you need from me? And here are some things I want you to consider. Here are some things I've observed that perhaps you could try this a different way. And on top of that, there's additional learning from team chats and team meetings on what problems are we facing, what could we be doing, and just having that real-time learning of real-life examples that they can actually dig into the files and see the process and see some understanding. And then create opportunities for some low-risk, small-dollar procurements that let them run with it, work with a client, draft a document, seek some feedback, draft an evaluation, see how it maps, because part of it they will learn by doing. Everybody has a different learning style, and sometimes seeing, listening works, but also doing will give them a lot of confidence on being able to do it because they've done it as opposed to just listened or been told what to do. And by the same token, managers and supervisors and colleagues need to know, let them learn by doing. Don't try to fix everything for them. Sometimes they have to fall, and if they need assistance, they need to ask for it. Hope this was helpful, and there's the transferable skills video that you should watch next.